Let's talk about optimal vitamin D levels, because it's part of how I'm able to maintain this level of health and conditioning with no side effects, minimal exercise, and no dieting. Because vitamin D is so important. It's actually an anabolic hormone. It's important for muscle growth and recovery, for fat loss, and immune system especially. Like if you're sick, you're not going to be active, you're not going to be healthy, and it's kind of a fundamental thing to fix. And it's something you have to fix now, because it's not like when you get sick you can just pound a bunch of vitamin D and get your levels up quickly. It's a preventative thing. So it's important that everybody should be monitoring their vitamin D levels ahead of time. So my vitamin D level is 63 nanograms per deciliter, 63.3. Now, the normal is you want to be between 20 and 30 nanograms per deciliter, or some of the advocates that advocate a higher amount is 40 to 80 nanograms per deciliter. So I'll tell you who really quick recommends these different levels. I'd say the mainstream doctors, if most doctors that you go to, they'll say you want to be between 20 and 30. But if you go to a doctor that studies the more cutting edge science, who's more of like on the biohacking side, then they're talking 40 to 80. So I'm 63 nanograms per deciliter. I'm right in the middle, perfect. Because I think most people agree that over 100 nanograms per deciliter, now you're looking at potential side effects. So I take 10,000 IU of vitamin D3 with also vitamin K2 in the mornings. And I take it, let's say 6 days per week. Let's say 1 day per week, I just don't take supplements. Just give myself a little break from the hassle. So at that level, 10,000 IU, which is a high dosage. This is one of the higher dosage pills that you would buy, because some of them are 1,000, some are 2,000, some are 5,000. So I buy the 10,000 and it's still cheap. If I bought the 5,000, I'd take 2. If I bought the 2,500, I'd take 4, but I'm trying to get 10,000 units per day. Plus I do get a little bit of sunshine. I do live in Pattaya, Thailand. There's a lot of sun. I'm getting some from the sun. But my genetics actually convert vitamin D3 very poorly to actual blood levels of vitamin D. So I have to take a higher dosage than most. So for me, I've found through my blood work over the years and adjusting that 10,000 units, 6 days per week, plus natural sunlight lands me right at 63, which is right like the perfect vitamin D level. Perfect vitamin D level according to doctors and biohackers that have more modern knowledge. Of course, that's excessive. You go to a regular doctor, they'll say my vitamin D level is too high. But I believe in the 40 to 80 nanograms per deciliter, not the 20 to 30 nanograms per deciliter. So it lands me perfect. Now I have another client, I could say, who was taking 10,000 units of vitamin D, and he was landing around 200 nanograms per deciliter. Now that's level of toxicity. From that, he's going to actually feel some side effects. And I've felt the side effects of taking too much vitamin D before. It's not pleasant. So he is going to cut his vitamin D dosage way down. He's going to go just to 1,000 to 2,000 units of vitamin D per day. Think about that. I have to take 10,000. And he's white too. So it's not just white genetics versus black genetics. You have to either get your genetic test and see how your body converts vitamin D, D3 into hormonal vitamin D in the bloodstream, or you have to, either your genetics, or you have to actually do the blood test and find where you're landing based on what dosage that you're taking. Other people don't even need vitamin D because they convert sunlight so extremely well and they get enough sunlight. But I'd say most people, if you work indoors, if you're not regularly out in the sun, most people need vitamin D to supplement with it. The question is, how much vitamin D do you supplement with? Because if you take too much, it's toxic. If you take too little, probably you're going to die of cancer. So it's pretty important to land right at the right level. It's either, probably everybody should be taking 1,000 units of vitamin D, but it's either somewhere between 1,000 and 10,000. 10,000 is probably on the high side, but anybody with genetics like mine probably needs to be taking 10,000 units of vitamin D. I think the best way to approach it is to take a certain dosage, let's say 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 every day for couple weeks and then do a blood test, or a month, because it takes time to build up. And also, you want to get an average of how much time you spend in the sunlight, and then test what it is. And if the test comes back 30 nanograms per deciliter, okay, then we need to go up to 10,000 because you got genetics like me. If it comes back at 100 nanograms per deciliter, okay, then 5,000 units was too much. Maybe you got to drop it down to 2,500 or 1,000 units of vitamin D. So I think it's worth a little bit of experimentation, because you only have to do this probably once in your life to get to know how sensitive you are to, what your vitamin D levels are based on your sun exposure and your supplementation. And then you have that number forever. So yeah, a little bit of, it's not a one size fits all situation. Vitamin D is something we're all very genetically different about. I mean, skin color matters, genetics matter, how much sun exposure you get matters. These are all factors. So I think, to me, it makes more sense to, either do it the genetics testing route, or even better, actually test it under all of your specific variables and conditions to get your vitamin D levels right in the perfect zone. I am so happy with my 63 nanograms per deciliter. I've absolutely nailed my vitamin D dosage. I hope you all can do the same, because if you do, you'll be a lot healthier for it.